everyone. Happy Saturday, Sunday, whenever this gets posted. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this late Saturday night or like at midnight tonight. When maybe we'll actually move over to February. I promise y'all if two things. One, if at midnight the calendar don't take over to February 1st and instead goes on to January 32nd, I might just riot in the street. And secondly, if the groundhog sees his, I've seen a meme saying if the groundhog sees his shadow on Monday, he's going on the grill, and I can't say I disagree with that sentiment. So, because we are in another Arctic blast here for a couple days, and it is pretty miserable. The southern heat pumps are not set to deal with like single digit temperatures. But anyway, I digress. So I haven't done a completed pages since October of last year. I If you haven't been around, first off, welcome. If you are new to the channel, I had to take a bit of a break because one of my cats, Bagheera, passed away in October, um, unexpectedly, and it's still hard for me to talk about. It's still given. I just did a color chat the other night. There was something else involving um, having him cremated and stuff that ended up in us not being able to get him. So not going to go into that. This is supposed to be a happy video, but ever since then, that was kind of the final straw for me. And I have been in a pretty deep funk for months, not really coloring. I did quite a bit of crochet, but anyway, so I didn't really color much until January. And then I slowly started getting back into it, maybe a few pages in December, but a lot of these are from January, except for the big chunk in this one. So I figured we would go ahead and do this, get all caught up. And then I'm not setting any goals or plans for February. We are just not there. I don't know if we'll ever be there for me. But for right now, I have ideas of pages I want to do that I didn't get to this month. Um, so I'm just going to keep plugging along. And yeah, so let's get started. I'll go ahead and cover October, and then everything else is kind of muddled. I mean, I wasn't coloring as much as I wanted to anyway for October because Halloween's my favorite like season and thing to color. But I was working on trying to complete the 31 miniatures to color till Halloween by Camelia Angel Cova. And I had a number of these. I had these posted on Instagram. I didn't have the title or the nameplate page, but I did manage to get through, I think, day 15. So we'll just go ahead and start with these. Now, most of these, I'm flipping through these too fast for me. Most of these I wanted to do a marker base and then either a pastel pencil or pencil shading using Posca pencils. This one was an exception. I based the colors off Krusty the Clown off The Simpsons, and I just went ahead and did marker shading with him. This one, after doing some of the ghosts in the Deborah Muller project book I've been working in, I wanted to do another transparent ghost, so I took a white paint pen, whited out all the lines on the ghost, and then used just a white pastel, and then colored the rest background so that the ghost would be transparent. This took a lot of effort. The white paint pen I was using at the time wasn't covering as well as it should, and so I had to go over these lines quite a bit. As much as I like thick line art, like when I'm coloring, if I'm using, if I have to some reason cover up the lines, that's where it really annoys me. But this one, I have some metallic markers. I think I tried 2 or 3 different things with his little thing here. I can never pronounce it. And I finally just took a chrome marker on the blade and then tried to do a rough looking um, wood grain pattern using acrylic markers because I had already kind of colored it marker, regular alcohol marker, and I didn't like it. And then I added these weird little bats and just some sparklies on the top. I was trying to create a sparkle effect, just using like different color markers and white gel pen. I don't know if it's necessarily sparkly looking, but I like the pattern, and I wanted her to be kind of zombie-like. I was having fun doing a lot of these different types of techniques. I actually used acrylic paint pen to create the like the pieces of the broom. I thought that was a cool effect. And then I did like the little checkered, not checkered, plaid pattern there. I wanted the moon to be bright and again tried that glitter effect. I think this one went a little better here. And then I wanted it to brighten everything around it, but I was kind of lazy. And so I did the best I could with the marker. And I mean, the results still turned out okay, but I definitely think the sparkle effect inside the moon was my best part of this page. And I think, no, I had some pastel on this one, but this one I think was also mostly marker. Having some fun working in some neon markers. This one I used stickles for her dress. Used some super golden markers. The one problem with completing books like this is I start getting to the point where I don't want to use the same thing for every picture. It starts to get a little boring, so like I try to mix it up. I think this would have been fine if I had not tried to outline this kind of cloudy 13 that was coming up out of the cauldron. But I don't hate it. And I like her dress okay in this one. I had no idea what to do here, but I did use glossy accents for the eyes. And then we get to 15, which, again, it was not exactly what I had envisioned, but like the lights turned out okay. It was a good, I wanted, I think, yeah, I added in all the lights. I just thought it would be cool if he was wrapped in them. And it's good enough. But at this point, like, is when things went really awry, so we stopped at 15. I don't know what my plans are for this book. I don't know if I'm going to wait and pick it back up at Halloween again. I don't know if I'm just going to work on it through the year. This was going to be my first Camellia book completed, so I really want to finish it. But for right now, in our vibes only coloring era, I'm trying not to make concrete plans. So we will see. Now, the rest of these kind of happened in December and January. No particular order, but I will show you the color by numbers last. A Million Kittens, Adorable Felines to Color by Lulu Mayo. I had Cattober happening in October, and this was going to be my main page, other than the one in the Camellia Angel Cova book. This was going to be the other like main page I worked on camera that month. I based it with the Gravy Landscape watercolors. Watercolors do seem to work a little weird in these books. I had activated some King Art gel sticks with some water, and it makes it seem not granulated but kind of grainy. and I thought it was just the King Arts, but when I did the Gravy watercolors, I noticed the same thing. I've not seen it happen watercolor pencils, so I guess I need to continue investigating. Anyway, I did that layer, and I sat with this for a few months. I have a bad time, a hard time with putting water base down on something then walking away and leaving it as a forever whip. And I didn't want that to happen here. So I got my pencils out. I think I used, I used the Starjoy ones for this. And they actually turned out quite nice. I like them very much. And then I added some iridescent watercolor to the little dragon there, and then some iridescent watercolors to some of the different things here. I used the black glaze gel pen on those little creatures, and she turned out really cute. I was very pleased with this one when it was done. I had done the background for this is a project book that I was trying to complete in 2 years because there's like 54, 56 images in this. And I was doing 2 images a month, roughly. Some of them were going to be 3, but we hadn't got there yet. I had my backgrounds done for my 2 pictures for October, and then they sat there until this month, and I actually finished both of them. So one of them that I didn't show in a video is this one. So I have this paint from, it's on the Ranger Ink site, and it's called Delusions, and it's a shimmer paint. And I think they also make like the Distress Oxide colors in a similar type of paint. It's like a little 1 ounce thing. The shimmer paint, though, I think is fantastic, and I have gotten such cool backgrounds out of it. It gives just such a cool shine. So the pink is used here, and then the rest of this is alcohol marker, super golden metallic markers, and some acrylic paint pen, and I also use some glossy accents just on the lollipop here and then on the little candy corns around her. She does not look very enthused though. And then just left some of the dots white because there was so much color happening. Otherwise, I used some Pentel Dual Hybrid gel pens to give a little sparkle and a little edging in some of this. And yeah, and then a little bit, yeah, of glitter gel pen. So, and then this one I posted a color chat, was it Thursday night, where I finished this one. I used a teal shimmer paint for the background on this one. And then alcohol marker all on the side. And then all this and the cauldron and like the sticks here. But then I came in with some acrylic paint for the fire. I used super golden markers and the gel pens. I just mentioned the Pentel Dual Hybrid for like the little steam lines, I don't know, fumes coming off the cauldron, the bubbles, and then the little sparkly star-like things. And then I outlined them all in white gel pen because I wanted them to pop against that blue background. I didn't really, other than the backgrounds, I didn't really have a plan for these when I first, I'm trying to figure out what this other tag is. There you are. So, number of pictures done in here so far. I doubt I'll have this by the end of 2026, but it is definitely my most colored in Deborah Muller book. So I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of all the pictures and the different techniques I've done in here this year. I will probably have a couple images for February. I will post that in the post part of the community tab of my YouTube channel and on Instagram tomorrow. We will go ahead and put 2 pictures out there for February and see how things go, because I do want to come back to this and I don't want to abandon that project. And last, non-color by number book, there is another kind of project I'm working on. This is Coloring the Year by Sugar Sweet, and this was also, I colored one of the images in this in my video Thursday. And the way this works is there are 3 pages per month, and they're all unique. They're all unique holidays. So for February, we have National Hedgehog Day, Carrot Cake Day, Lucky Cat Day. Some of them it's 2 images, some of them it's 1. And then this is the 3rd page for February. And then it goes to March. So, I did, so far, I've only done the very first page for January. And this is it right here. I showed the first one up here in my coloring chat Thursday and coloring it. It is alcohol marker, super golden markers, sensing a pattern here, white gel pen, and some sparkly gel pen. And then I finished this one down here today. Is all just alcohol marker. I'm hoping this book is a bit challenging for me, where I realize that not every picture has to be like a full-size image like this. Like, I can just simply color like this and it's okay. Getting used to doing smaller projects and coloring in smaller amounts and being okay with that. So my plan, not my plan, we're not saying that, come on subconscious. I will probably start, my next one in here is February 2nd, and the plan, if I can in February, I'm going to go back and finish the ones in January. If I can't, what I'm going to do is probably just 1 page a month. And then this will take, 2 or 3 years to finish. And it may not be the first page every month. It may be like, I like another page better for the month or something, and I have an idea for it. So that's probably more likely what's going to happen. But you never know. I might do more pages in a month if I feel like it. So again, trying, if I make a plan, my brain says no, and it refuses to play, so I have to trick it. Anyway, very cute book, very unique. A lot of different styles, a lot of different types of holidays and art in here. There's like some little poems and things like that. I really like his style. It's different than it's his unique style, and I really like it. So there's that. Now, color by number. I'm going to show the Disney ones first. I have been really enjoying using the King Art Pro acrylic pens or paint markers, and I used them in Tome 10 last September, and they worked really well. So I just did the cover here. I was really looking for low-hanging fruit, and I wanted to use the markers, but I needed a page that just didn't require a lot of thought. And they did really well on this page. I did find I had a harder time matching colors in this one with, I guess, all the grays. The multiple grays is what gets me. So I bought a set of grays from Toolie Art. Just to give me those nuanced grays, because again, the grays seem to trip me up on every picture. I just don't have enough markers to get the nuances they're looking for. But the colors aren't perfect, aren't precise, but they're good enough. I'm happy with it. I mixed in some Tombow markers for the colors that I couldn't find in the paint markers. But yeah, pretty happy with him. And then right after that, I still wanted to use them, so I got out the one book I do work in, which is the Disney Felines book. I think I have the Spanish version here. Is that right? I can't even tell you where I got this. I've had it so long. There's a sticky. Oh, I know why that's there. I might want to come back. So far, I've been doing this one in order, but I had one planned for October and it didn't happen. But I did this handsome fellow, which I believe is like Little Scar, right? And this might be in a Lion King version I haven't seen. This one was fairly easy to match up colors. And yeah, the paint markers are a little streaky. I saw a completed pages where she was using actual acrylic paint so it wouldn't be as streaky, which might be a good idea. I do have plenty of acrylic paint to use, particularly in this book because these are not super detailed images. So at least for the backgrounds maybe, these might be useful, like to switch to some acrylic paint. But I've reached a point where honestly the lines just don't bother me as much anymore. I kind of just reached a point where it's good enough. It looks a lot better than my first attempts where I was just using watercolor markers. Like that was a bunch of watercolor markers. And it's cute. It still is. I don't knock it at all. It's just I wanted something smoother. I did this one entirely in Prismacolor, which is smooth, but it killed my hands because of all the tendonitis and pain in my hands. Just to get it that smooth texture, like took really heavy pressure, and it just, yeah, it wasn't an option. So this has been my book to try a bunch of different things, and you can see the lines here. As long as they're all going in one direction, I don't mind it so much. And it does kind of create a little bit of a texture, whereas otherwise maybe it would all be entirely smooth. So anyway, that's where we're at. But I think I'm just going to keep plugging along in here. I kind of do want to do the cat from Coco. That was the one I was supposed to do in Cattober. I might go out of order and do him. I don't know. And finally, the thing that has served me, I've had to be on a lot of, I've learned a lot about myself in the last 2 or 3 months. Like I've learned that I am most certainly neurodivergent, but there are probably, I probably should go get assessed for some things. And I have found that one thing that helps a lot is if I'm in a call and somebody's talking a lot, or if I'm sitting there really trying to absorb what I'm hearing, I do a lot better if I have something simplistic to do, like color a one color page with my hands. So I'm not looking at the person the entire time. I'm just looking up every now and then. And it seems like I absorb the information a lot better that way. So this has come really in handy because I've had a lot of times like that over the last few months. And so this is Animal One Color Arts from Sun Life Drawing. And even when I was coloring nothing else, I was coloring in here. So I have these really cheap chroma alcohol markers that were on like clearance, I think last year, the year before. And so I've been using those, mostly just dark colors or bright colors because lighter colors just don't seem to give as good an effect. And so I have completed quite a few in here. We have our little chicken and our wolf. I believe that is a turtle. And I mean, for fun, I guess technically you'd have to probably draw like a line here. You could fill in around the dots and have it kind of like an inverse effect, but no, I don't want to get, I have plenty of other books to be out of the box in. So there is a bear. And it's funny, some of these, when I pick the colors, like I don't realize what they are. I think I can look in the back of the book, like the back cover shows them all, but I honestly don't know every single time what they are when I start. Like those, I had no idea what this was till I got about 2/3 of the way through and then realized it was a Dalmatian dog. And then I started this one on the coloring chat the other night and went ahead and finished it today. So, wonder how many I have left. Ooh, the next one's a lion. That's exciting. 5, 6, 7. Oh, I did finish a few in the back. Look at that. 7, 8, 9. I have 9 left. What do you know? Definitely will be just, this is, again, the lowest hanging fruit. Sometimes I just need this if I'm on hours and hours of calls where I need to be like listening and providing feedback and things like that. Like I said, sometimes I just can't sit there and stare at a screen. I need what is it? It's a type of learner who can learn both visually and like auditory. I can't remember what it's called. It when I went to get my teacher certification a long time ago, there was a name for it. But that seems to be me. Like I need kind of a combination of things. Just reading isn't enough usually. Just listening isn't enough. It has to be like, and I need to have something else kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure there's something for it if I go look on YouTube and I say like ADHD or autistic, and then, I'm sure it's like an auditory processing thing or something. But whatever it may be, it works and it helps me a lot when I am nervous and tense and I just need something going on while I'm listening. So anyway, that is it for, I guess, October. Yeah, somebody noted this before. If I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I did get a new mat, and I totally forgot to mention it. When my brother and I went to AWA, Anime Week in Atlanta, in December, we went by a micro center in Atlanta, which is something, I think there's only a few of them, but it's like maybe not as detailed as not Blockbuster. Good gracious, Michelle. Best Buy used to be, where it had like all the computer stuff you could ever use. Like if you're a computer 3D printing kind of person, like any type of tech type stuff, like they are tech havens. And it's kind of like Best Buy used to be before a lot of it went online. And so we were sitting there spending a lot of time looking at stuff. My husband just bought my brother's 3D printer because he got a newer one. And so I was looking for filament for him. And of course, browsed over to the desk pad or the pads here. And I saw this one with the cat vending machine and I just thought it was stinking cute. So if it isn't cats, right? Anyway. So, I didn't do a count. Let me do that real quick. All right. This is the one that I really, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 7, 8. Do I count that page as 1 or 2? We'll say 9. We'll just go ahead and say 9. 10, 11, 12 plus 15. So 27. I mean, that would be fantastic for a month, but I guess stretched over time, it doesn't seem like a lot, but to be fair, I did. Where's my seasons? Oh, 28. To be fair, I didn't do hardly anything in November. The majority of this was in January, so anyway, it's a good start back. Again, no huge plans. I guess if you're still here for Halloween all year long, if you want to see the pages I'm going to pick out, I'm just going to go ahead and pick them out here on camera. Um, if you aren't interested, hope to see you for the next video. Not sure what that is. I'm going to try to do something different than what I've done the last couple videos. That's about the only thing I know. So I might do the next one in the series of new to coloring. We might start on some of the coloring materials out there and start playing around with those. And that gives me a chance to play with some of the mediums that I have that I haven't used that much. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, if you don't want to see this, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone being patient as I kind of just am working through life. This weekend is not as relaxing as I had hoped. I am still just really mentally struggling, I guess, the last 2 or 3 weeks. And so I did finish this though, and I guess, you know, a win is a win. So, all right, let's see. February, we have Valentine's Day. I guess I could look and see if there was anything related to the Coloring the Year holidays. What do we have? We have hedgehogs, carrot cake, lucky cat. And y'all know I'll probably do the lucky cat page in fairy tale and banana bread. All right, let's see here. It is crazy. I'm not used to having so many pages colored in a book. All right, so not that one. Yeah, Mother's Day's May. Yeah, I've been a great one due for December, huh? Tooth Fairy. I don't think I need to do any pictures of anybody being outside unless it's involving a snowman like that one. Ain't nobody outside, at least in the, at least in this hemisphere. There could be, oh no, again, that's a fair. That actually would be a great picture to do just for the opposite, like I want some warmth, honestly. That might be a vibe. That might be a thing. We're gonna, ooh, the hot tea would be a good one too. So yeah, this will probably go into 2027. But that's okay. That's okay. Is what it is. I still like that other one. That was, I think, the Valentine's Day type image last year. I think it took me 2 or 3 times to realize what that pun was for. I was really looking forward to doing that one at Thanksgiving. Yeah, a lot of these I feel like are more summery pages. Oh, it's cute. You know, I think that's what... Oh yeah, I had to cut this one out because the black... I used a hoo-hoo black for the background and it was yellowing the page behind it, so that's why I had to... Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this one. We're going to go the complete opposite of... Now, those of you that are, you know, if you're watching and you're from like Australia or whatever, you know, you may be ready for cold weather, so I'm sorry for this. But we're going to do the opposite here. We're going to do this one because I am just channeling some warmer weather here. And then I think we're going to do this one because of like the hot tea. I think that's a cute one. So I will post these on social media just in case you missed it. But I'm excited to get back into these. I have been pretty like trying a lot of different things in this book, and I'm proud of that, but I also like this month kind of just went back to some basics. So ultimately it still turns out to be a cute picture, and like I said, I want to enjoy it and not get stressed out because I've got to make it perfect or whatever. Anyway, okay. So cool. I've already got that done. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.